And we did a Mother's Day session not that long ago. And I remember saying how I miss my mom and how I appreciated my mom and that I was going to fly her out here. Well, on Father's Day, I didn't even know when Father's Day was actually, but I have booked a flight for my mom to fly out here, and she's flying out tonight. So I get to see my mom on Father's Day, which is cool because I was really raised by her. My sister and I, she raised us by herself. And, as much as I appreciate her and everything that she was for me, morning, morning. And this goes out to all the fathers out there too. Mothers as well, because mothers play father roles sometimes. Whether you like it or not, like we're not cornered and boxed into one role in our life. So Father's Day, beyond the Father's Day just for fathers, we can extend today our love and our forgiveness and our blessings, not just to fathers, but to all beings, to our mothers. The This Father's Day is a reminder of gratitude. It's an opportunity for forgiveness that allows us to heal the past and restore love and access forgiveness today. Right? I know everybody's got different types of traumas or love or appreciation, but everything, all experiences that you have between you and your father is either love or a call for love. So, both, no matter what your relationship is with your father, it's a call for love. Love is represented in there. Because even if you had trauma around your father, it actually is telling us that the capacity in which we're able to forgive and love is there. And that we have the opportunity to do that and step into that today. That we can access gratitude. And so my dad, my father's not with me anymore in this realm. But the course really speaks about how we're not our bodies. That beyond the physical world, there's another world. And if we are all ideas, that means my father lives still as an idea in my mind and serves as a teacher. And so every year on Father's Day, I never really know when it happens. It always comes up. Like I realize it's Father's Day the day before. And my dad passing as young as he was, and allows me to it brings me back to the time where how I felt. And it's never a good feeling when you lose somebody that you love, or you lose, if any of you guys have experienced just loss, either even of a dog, or your parents. Like it's hard, but it serves as a constant reminder of how precious life is. And on these days, on Father's Day, Mother's Day, Christmas, whatever holidays that people celebrate as a whole, to see beyond the physical celebrations that we do, but to something that's deeper in meaning, that is spiritual. And this is why we bring spiritual work to all things in all areas in our life. And usually this call serves to bring spirituality to finances. But on a holiday or a special celebration day like today, we can use those teachings, use this day and see beyond this day to spiritually connect deeper, to find more meaning in our relationships. And so let today be a day of remembering, of celebration, and honoring not only of our, biological father, or your father, whatever that role looks like for, that whoever played that role for you in your life, we can honor that. But we can also honor all beings. This is where we left off with the Mother's Day talk last time, is that beyond the mothers, we can we can take the love and the forgiveness and the honoring today of our fathers to all beings, right? And we can also take our love for others and give it to our fathers. And so today is just a great day for us to slow down a little bit, reflect, right? Nobody's really working on Father's Day, kind of, right? There's at least somewhat of a celebration. Even if it's not with your father, it's a day that you can honor something. And for some, it may seem like, a day like today, especially if you don't have a great relationship with your dad, that it's not a day that you want to be a part of. But whether you want to be a part of it or not, you are part of it. You are part of the remembering of the relationship of father and child and children. And ultimately, we get to look towards our relationship to the Father, the one that created it all, and seeing us as an extension, and that the Father can only have unconditional love for us. And even though we may see challenges and we're like, man, why is this happening to us? There's a reason for it all. It's not happening, it's not happening to us, it's happening for us to remember, right? If the ultimate game is for us to remember who we are, and the ability and the capacity to which we can to love, right? This is why parenthood is great, because parenthood, and I'm not a dad yet, but I think about it often. And it's especially with our families, we oftentimes we are pushed to the limit to what we think we're able to give. And so it's really a challenge to ourselves. It's really a reflection to ourselves in, wow, I'm able to give more. I thought I was done. Right? You give, you give, you give. And this is great. I mean, it's with family, because with friends, you might just be like, you know what? I'm done giving. I cut you off. But family, it's hard to cut your family off. We have a special relationship with our family, but it gives us constant place for us to practice forgiveness, practice giving, not for others, but to see the capacity in which we're able to do it. And so some people in your family might be like, "That's it. I'm done with you." But you're not, right? So you might as well just not be from the start. You might as well just look at it as, "All right, you're my teacher. I'm trying to find out how much love is inside this body, how much love Alex has got." So your family gets to be the teachers, especially, kids, parents, things like that. There's a feeling something sometimes of, where's the gratitude? I've just been doing this my whole life, whether it's for your kids or now you're grown and it's for your parents, right? Because we have such long history, we remember all the times we give. But today we turn it around as a remembering that it's not about us giving, it's our family and our family giving to us the opportunity to give. Rather than thinking about me giving, think about, I got an opportunity to give. And I thought I gave it my all, and because of this person, whoever that may be in your family who triggers you, or we can forgive that and see it differently today. And this is what the Course says. The Course always brings us to looking back at yourself. That it's never about somebody else. It's always about seeing who you are. You're in relationships with mirrors. We can see everybody as mirrors reflecting back to us how I'm being. Because my goal is to awaken to who I really am. And so everybody gives us that opportunity to do that. But especially our family. And then the relationship with father and child. It's a little bit different than mother and child usually. Right? The father in form gives in a different way than the mother gives. I guess we can see it as, when I was in Peru, spending a lot of time with people in the tribes and that are very spiritually in tuned. Father is like the sky, mother is the earth. Right? They give in two different ways. But giving is giving, and it's unconditional all the time. There's no thoughts after the give. There's no strings attached to giving. And the healing for us is to see all the giving that was given to us and the giving that we've given to others. We see it as an opportunity to practice, to reflect and see ourselves. And so we can honor everybody. Right? Whatever your relationship is with your dad, with your father, you can still honor that today. Right? And I'm not saying you have to go and do anything, because we really need do nothing. All we simply have to do is shift the thinking in our mind just a little bit. And we allow the Holy Spirit to come and show us the meaning. Every time that I'm upset, or I'm afraid, or when things come up, I just ask. I'm like, show me a different way to look at it. And I just keep asking until the anxiety or whatever goes away, until the anger goes away. God, show me a different way to look at it. There's humility in it, because it's to see that I don't know the only way, but we often behave like that. So that's my beginning thoughts on Father's Day. And I'll open it up for anybody to share anything. Let me know if I don't know, it's Father's Day. So whoever you're honoring, maybe you're honoring yourself. Anybody can share anything. Or we can just move into good morning, welcome.
Hey, Alex.
Hey, I was waiting for you to share.
I figured. Yeah, right now I'm on my way to drive to my father. It's the first time I spent Father's Day with him in probably over like 25 years. So definitely a lot of forgiving that's gone in my life with him. And before I'm even heading there now, I'm actually going to go see his other children, my half brothers, who I haven't seen in probably 14 years. And and just by how you were saying, like before, like just like just forgiving with children and stuff, and hopefully they can forgive me for not being absent in their life for such a long time. So maybe we can celebrate that way, celebrate our Father together, give us this opportunity just to be connected in a way by blood and just and by family. So thank you for what you were saying. Definitely was a beautiful way to look at it, and just like you, my mother also played the role of mother and father. So usually I do celebrate this day with her. So it's just a lot of emotions right now, a lot of just different, just don't know what to expect. You know, these guys, my half brothers are, you know, they're like 18 and 16. So these are, they're men with their own minds. So, you know, hopefully, you know, everything is good. And, you know, it's, you know, they reached out to me, they wanted to see me. So, you know, I feel like it's my duty and just an honor to, you know, be a part of their life. So just wanted to share that and thank you for your beautiful speech this morning.
Oh man. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And congratulations on this day for you. Right? And just open up your hearts to the best of your ability today, and know that like this is divine intervention. Them reaching out to you, the fact that they're even your half brothers. Like, you know how the world has to conspire to bring all these things around for you to show you how you're able to love. I got half brothers too. I got half brothers and a half sister. And I should probably reach out today. So yeah, that's great. Good job, Jake. Congratulations, and love it. Love that you have this opportunity today. Jackie, wait one sec. This is hold on. This is a tough one for me. I've not seen my father since I was 5. He was absent. It is sometimes it's a tough day. A lot of times we really think we're like the victim of it all, and that on today we can't celebrate anything. But we can always participate in the celebration of love. And it's hard, and I get it. It's hard that physically maybe your family is not around, you don't have any family members, but we also have chosen family. Why we have chosen people in our lives that care for us. Every single one of us has somebody that cares for us. And so transcending the love beyond the Father today to anyone, that you can celebrate through thought. There is only the thought. Only images in your mind that's happening. And so if you focus on, the I don't have it today, then you'll think more of that. But if you focus on, you can celebrate it with others. Right? We can literally take what Jake just shared, and we can all celebrate Jake. And sending love that way opens love to our mind. The point of this celebration and the recognitions today is to restore love to our mind. That's the purpose, is to restore love to our mind. Everything in the world serves as a opportunity or a teacher to restore love. And when I say restore love, I also mean to recognize yourself. Every opportunity is a moment to restore love to our mind. And that's why on today, it doesn't have to just look like a celebration of your father, because maybe you don't have one, or maybe you think nothing of your father. Right? But just celebrations in general allow you to extend love to all. And maybe you will break that belief system that I don't have anything to celebrate and I don't celebrate my dad. Because for a long time, that's how me and my sister were. We thought, our dad just wronged our mom so much that we didn't talk to him for like 7 years. And then finally we reconnected, and as we were growing our relationship, he passed away suddenly. So don't wait for those moments, right? You can extend that today. You can realize that today. You can see love today. Celebrate others, right? Don't see it as, oh, they have, that means I don't have. You can join in on the celebration. And so, yeah, Jake, when you shared earlier this week about that, this is the first time in 25 years, it's It's all I've been thinking about all week, and I was pretty excited for this call. And it's it's pretty heartfelt. We can all join in that. We can all feel our hearts today joining in on the celebration. So, sending much love to you. Go ahead, Jess. You wanted to share.
Yes, Alex. Well, last year I lost my dad. It was a very turbulent relationship. We had disconnected for many years, a lot of back and forth, and I finally was able to see him on his deathbed and say all the things that I wanted to say and all the forgiveness and all that. When he passed away, it was only when I found out, and I don't know how I found out the different sources that I actually have a half brother somewhere out there. My dad was married before for a brief time before he met my mom, but we never knew about it. We kind of heard rumors but didn't know about it. So since he passed away, that was the only unfinished business that I feel I have. And I have a small family. I only have one sister, and both my parents have gone. So I started actively on Ancestry.com and reached out to in different ways to try to find my half brother, who's actually a little older than me. So, and I haven't had any luck today, but today I want to celebrate Jake. I want to celebrate Jake and his family and his half brothers and stuff. And what he's going to feel today is going to be absolutely amazing. And I just want to share that with him and tell him that I'm looking forward, Jake. I'm looking forward to hearing all the stories of what happened today and how you bridged such a tremendous gap. And God bless all the fathers on this call and their fathers.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, as we're in this conversation, a little love and heaviness in the space. I'm gonna read something from A Course in Miracles, and hopefully we bring our minds to a place of love. It's a great reminder. It's today, and we can all feel our hearts just a little bit more. Right? We have the opportunities to do that today. Okay, lesson 78 from A Course in Miracles. Let miracles replace all grievances. Perhaps it is not yet quite clear to you that each decision that you make is one between a grievance and a miracle. Each grievance stands like a dark shield of hate before the miracle it would conceal. And as you raise it up before your eyes, you will not see the miracle beyond. Yet all the while it waits for you in light, but you behold your grievances instead. Today we go beyond the grievances to look upon the miracle instead. We will reverse the way you see by not allowing sight to stop before it sees. Oh man, what a good line. Hold on. We will reverse the way you see by not allowing sight to stop before it sees. We will not wait before the shield of hate, but lay it down and gently lift your eyes in silence to behold the Son of God. He waits for you behind your grievances, and as you lay them down, he will appear in shining light where each one stood before. For every grievance is a block to sight, and as it lifts you to see the Son of God where he has always been, he stands in light, but you were in the dark. Each grievance made the darkness deeper, and you could not see. Today, we will attempt to see God's Son. We will not let ourselves be blind to him. We will not look upon our grievances. So is the seeing of the world reversed as we look toward truth, away from fear. We will select one person you have used to target for your grievance and lay the grievance aside and look at him. So today, what a beautiful day for us to select the father or select a brother or select somebody in which you want to use, which you have targeted with your grievances, and we're going to lay down the grievance today and see this person as an innocent child of God, someone perhaps you fear or even hate, someone you think you love who angered you, someone you call a friend, someone who you see as difficult at times or hard to please, demanding, irritating, or untrue to the ideal he should accept as his, according to the role you have set for him. You know the one to choose. His name has crossed your mind already. He will be the one of whom we ask God's Son be shown to you. Through seeing him behind the grievances that you have held against him, you will learn what lays hidden while you saw him not. He who was enemy is more than friend when he is free to take the holy role the Holy Spirit has assigned to him. Let him be savior unto you today, such as your role in God, your Father's plan. So we can today take somebody that we hold grievances towards, somebody that's abandoned you, somebody who's betrayed your trust, quotation marks, betrayed your trust, and someone who just triggers you and angers you, right? And they can always get that. They know exactly where the button to press for you. So our longer practice today, we will see him in this role, in this innocent child of God role. You will attempt to hold him in your mind first as you consider him now. So whoever this person is, as you see this person now, just allow yourself to be like, okay, he's so angry, he's so greedy, he's so this or she's so that, whatever grievances you have of this person, you can let your mind rest on that for a minute. So how you consider this person, you will review this person's faults, the difficulty you have with this person, the pain that they have caused you, the neglect, all the little and large hurts that they've given. Okay, we can really take, a lot of times we can take the people in our family. You will regard this body with its flaws and better points as well, and you will think of his or this person's mistakes and even their sins. Let us ask of him, the Holy Spirit, who knows the Son of God and his reality and truth, that we may look upon this person in a different way and to see our Savior shining in the light of true forgiveness given unto us through this person. And we ask him, let me behold my Savior in this one you have appointed as the one for me to ask to lead me to the light in which he stands, that I may join with him. So join in with this person. We've shifted our mind from how we've judged somebody or considered them, and now we're moving into that this person is my Savior. This person is my Savior on some level, because I held grievances, right? When I hold grievances, I can't see the truth. I can't see the truth about the relationship. I can't see the possibility of the relationship. If I go beyond and I lay down that grievance. And so today I will not what was the line? Today I will not allow sight to stop before it sees. That means my sight will continue. It will carry on beyond my grievances of this person until I see the brother, until I see the light in them, until I see the holiness. Go ahead, Lenka.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, I'm sitting here wondering if there's a way to do all this with somebody. It could be somebody's father. In my case, it would have been my grandmother or mother. I can see the light in them and find peace within myself. Maybe the first 30 to 60 minutes. But like if you're there, for a whole day or maybe a whole week or what have you, then I almost feel like it's all starting to wear down this, and then was any of it actually real? My seeing the light in them. Obviously, the whole mirror thing applies. They're revealing to me my own triggers and pain points, but like, is there a way to still see the light in them and have boundaries where you have to say, okay, I have to go now, because it's just getting to that point where you just are not. That's the part I struggle with, because then now the guilt comes in. I'm failing. I haven't figured this out. Was it actually real? All that good stuff.
Yeah. Wow. A lot of people want to share with that. Okay, so I'll go first real quick. First, it all comes down to the guilt. That's you hit it right there. It's the guilt that you have on yourself that, man, I was able to do it for 30 minutes or 60 minutes and then I can't do it no longer. But see, that they're giving you the opportunity. Can you stay in love longer? What is your goal? How much do you want to be a person that recognizes love and be in love? And see beyond grievances. How long do you want to hold that? If you want to hold it for 65 minutes, then you go and you do it. Here's me practicing again. I've only gotten to 60 minutes. Next time, 65 minutes. My patience grew by 5 minutes. Yeah, I want to hold my peace longer. I want to hold my love longer. Okay, it grew by 5 minutes. And then it grows. And then as every time that it grows, you learn eternity. You learn the truth about yourself. See, we think 5 extra minutes is just 5 extra minutes, but it's actually eternity, because the fact that you're able to extend your patience, your peace, and love, because maybe at one point it was 5 minutes. I came and stand being in this room with this person for 5 minutes. Then it got to 60. Then it got to 65. Then before you know it, they can't even trigger you anymore. The whole point that they're there is to show you where peace is not. The course says that your task is not to seek for love. It's merely to seek and find all the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. That means the only purpose that you're there isn't to like this person or not like this person or, any of that. Your purpose there is to find the barrier that you have built against love. And this person's helping you see it. They're accelerating the process for you. And as you come to that awakening for yourself, all of a sudden gratitude fills a space for this person. And it doesn't matter what they do or what they say. Sometimes I look at it this way, our minds dictate our beliefs. And if I I think about this for a lot of times. I go to, like, when I went to a comedy stand-up, I was like, man, this person's really not that funny. I kind of have like this judgment against it too sometimes, and we'll be like, yeah, this is not that good and that. But imagine that was like your kid doing the stand-up. No matter what they did, you'd be super proud, right? Like, if they were funny or not, you would still find them funny because your mind is filled with love. So you only see it through the lens of love.
Alex,
Yeah.
that, like, what you just said there just reminded me, that's such a valuable lesson. But flipping it around, if I'm with my loved ones and they once again are triggering me, replace them with a stranger. Would I be that impacted or that judgmental if it were a stranger acting that way? No, I probably would show them a lot more compassion.
Yeah, totally. So you're talking about something that the course speaks about a lot, which is special relationships. We can go into that after this, but I want to give Jake and Natalia the opportunity to ask their question too, and Antoine now. So, like, you always ask such great questions because it really relates to what's going on for you, and it helps us all relate to love itself. Right? We all get to look at ourselves where we do that. So just remember that You're seeking, your purpose there is you're seeking for the barrier that you've created against love. That means in this relationship with your family, somehow you've created a special expectation, or you created something special that causes you to have shorter fuse, have less compassion, have less love. There's expectations in place that has caused you to be less loving. Right? So we look at the barrier that we've created. What do we build right here with this relationship? This is my family.
Wow.
And I would be nicer and kinder to a stranger.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but either way, it's about taking the love and extending it. Right? So you can take if it's love, if you just got so much great love and patience for your family, great. Take that and apply it to strangers. If you got it vice versa, take the strangers and apply it to your family. It's all about bringing your mind back to love, and you use whatever tools you can in your toolbox and your experiences in your life to return your mind to love. So yeah. Go ahead, Jake.
I don't mind if Natalia goes first.
Sure. Go ahead, Natalia.
Thank you, Jake. And thank you, Lenka, for bringing that up. And it was just a combination of everything that was being said by Alex and Lenka and Jake. And when you read today's lesson, that happened to be my lesson yesterday. And I loved how the three lessons came together, the one before that and the one after. The one before that, I remember it being, I am entitled to miracle. And that really stuck with me. And so that in combination with the one recognizing the problem so that it can be solved. And that was today's lesson for me. And it talked about recognizing the problem, becoming aware of it. And we think we have so many problems, whether it's with one person in whatever situation that happens in our life. And really recognizing that there's only one problem, and the one problem we have is separation. And when I read that this morning, I was like, wow. And it put it all together. My family had they went on vacation since Thursday. And I had this thing in my mind of like, oh, I don't know if I want to go. And I just, I put it on the side. I had it, and my excuse was I have a conference that starts on Thursday and on Sunday, so I can't really make it. And then I kept thinking, it's Father's Day. And I don't know what happened between Thursday and today, but right now I'm like on my way to Cocoa Beach to spend time with them. And when I read that this morning, the only problem is separation. I'm like, wow. I'm about to go meet with my family, which, exactly how Lenka described is like the stories that I have. I can't spend so much time with them. I'm only going to spend 2 days and then come back, because when I do, it's like I lose my peace if I do. So it's just so beautiful how like everything just came together for me. And I am entitled to miracles. And then the other lesson after which is the one you read today, replacing all grievances. And then going back to today's lesson, the only problem I have is like separation. So I just wanted to bring that up, and I wanted to thank everybody that was part of the call. Thank you, Jake. I'm also celebrating with you, for you. And I'm just very grateful. Thank you, Alex.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that share. Yeah, like if we want miracles, I say this sometimes to like, my other people in real estate, and every time I have, I'm interviewed or I talk on, I'm like, if you want shit to happen for you, you got to put yourself in a place where shit can land. Same thing with miracles. If you want miracles in your life, you got to give yourself the opportunity for miracles to show up. That means, if you think you're gonna have you're like, oh, I can't stand my family. Well, you want a miracle? The opportunity for the miracle is to go into that space so that you can have a miracle, right? By avoiding it, You're not going to have a miracle. You actually get to be more right about the way you've had it. The miracle is that moment where you have this new awareness come to you. Yeah, you have to work at it. It's a moment to moment thing. So Lenka, you might be like, I can only keep my peace for 60 minutes. But if you look at it, you may be keeping your peace for 5 minutes, losing it for a minute, keeping it for 5 minutes. It's a moment to moment thing. And to know that when you lose it after that 60 minutes, right away, it can come back the next moment. So it's not like a set in stone 60 minutes. But I'll give Jake the floor now. Go ahead, brother.
So I don't know if I've forgiven, like when I see my father, like obviously like there's a lot of things going on with that. And it's not like whenever I see him, I don't know if it's just a weak spot or what it is, but whenever I see him, I keep it, well, I'll say this, I always keep him as a role model in my life as, something I just don't want to be. Someone just the mistakes he's made, just kind of everything about him was like, he's always been a role model of something I just never wanted to become. And, but the thing is though, whenever I do spend time with him or see him, I always, I have this weakness for him. I have this soft spot. I don't see him for, the actions and the things that he's done before in his past, even if he's put me in harm or has harmed me. I don't know why, but there's just this natural love, and like him and I can joke around and we have a very similar personality, even though we haven't spent any time together. So I just don't know whether or not if I have him as my role model, or in that way of just who not to be, is like something that I'm holding against him still somehow. If I'm holding something over him or over myself, but I don't know, because when I do see him though, it is this love, and it's like nothing's ever happened. So I don't know what that is, and I just thought I'd share that, because I don't know if anyone else feels that way.
Yes, I think on some level we all have something like that where we're like, this is an example of how not to be. Right? I used to think that about my dad too. And then when he passed, all of that dissolved. I'm like, he's actually my hero. Everything that I thought I didn't want to be, like, I saw his heart and I was like, oh, all of that was just stuff that I held. Isn't even true. Right? So the practice for all of us when we go on this spiritual journey is to look beyond actions and words. That means all the stuff that you held of it's how I'm not going to be. That means you're looking at the error. You want to look beyond the error. Practice looking beyond the error, that this is a innocent child of God. That I see my father not as I hold him in my mind, but as a new as a new new possibility, right? That like, sorry, I forgive myself for seeing only the errors, right? And somebody said, my dad is not my hero, but I can forgive him. But when you really truly forgive, you're forgiving the acts that took place and the words that were said. That means beyond that, then they can totally be a reminder of your love, of what you can and can't do. Yeah. And everybody is doing the best that they can with what they got. So see, this evokes our loving capacity. And so this is an opportunity for you, Jake, with your dad, to really see how deeply you can love and forgive, and then allow miracles to show up. See, miracles is when I'm in the frequency of love, when I tap into the frequency of love, miracles show up, because miracles are like, there's divine intervention, because you're in alignment to the world, like to God or to the universe or the universal intelligence. It's not miracles. This is just natural order of things. but you were able to step into the natural order of things because you're connected to that energy. So to us, that's a miracle. That's the truth of what's going on, you know? And so you can tap into that today by accessing this love, by seeing beyond a person's actions and their words. Right? Who's this person beyond it? And then you go look towards that. The whole day, you just look and smile and be like, wow. Like, forget all the past stories, all the traumas and whatever that they did or they didn't do. They neglected you or didn't neglect you. Forget all of that. Just like smile and be in wonder of this person. Like, wow, what a journey that you've been on in your life. You know, tell me more about this journey. Right? And then connecting your journey to it. See, that when you release the judgment, it allows the conversation to be more pure. Because when you got the judgment, other people are thinking about your dad may be thinking about that too. But you release it. If it's not on your mind, all of a sudden he's able to release it. So you can free others through your thoughts. That's the beauty of it. All right, so that's awesome share. Because I once definitely held that too until my dad died. And I was like, shit. Whoops. All right, but I can still do that today. I still practice it. You know, the forgiveness. All right, go ahead, Antoine. Happy Father's Day, by the way, Antoine.
Thank you. He kind of already touched on it, but since you gave me an opportunity here, thank you for today, for the messages today. When I woke up today, I think just trying to think about Father's Day, the law of vibration was very strong in my mind, and I've been trying to add color to it, and I would encourage everybody to do the same. So, I grew up with very strong, positive father figure, and as well as uncles. But just listening to the call, and as I tap into the past, the frequency of love, as you said, is very strong. As you were saying today, how long can you be in love comes to mind. So what's resonating with me is that, through the law of vibration and knowing that you are the average of the people that are around you, or, from, where you grew up and the people that mold you, that's what you are. And some of us want to run away from that because we didn't like something from that situation. Or some of us run from something. So I just encourage everybody today to, find focus on that frequency of love, like you said, Alex, or nurture and cultivate the love. Have the sight to identify the frequencies. And if somebody's in a bad frequency, that's okay. But I think the fact that you have the sight to recognize it. And then I think, as you said already, Alex, the struggle, the journey is striving to walk in the frequency of your choosing. And I think the recommendation is the frequency of love.
Yeah, totally. I mean, walking in that frequency. Yeah. So being, the frequency of love, like you said, like there is a frequency, right? There's different frequencies. Like we kind of understand it. We talk about different hurts in which we can listen to things and tap into our different frequencies for ourselves. And everything is in a frequency, but you can get there just by bringing your mind to it. Connecting your mind to love and forgiving all the noise. And Brooke asked if it's moral or ethical issues, how do you see past that? Moral and ethical. Okay, those are what's moral for me might not be what's moral for you. What's ethical for me might not be what's ethical for you. That means we made it up. We made that game up. We set the rules. We set the rules to create boundary. We set the rules to create and to seemingly protect ourselves. But we're not protecting ourselves. See, our only problem, like Natalia said, our only problem is what? Is that separation is real for us. If separation is real for us, we draw lines and we draw things to justify this problem that we have. Yeah, so exactly. Common sense isn't so common. I mean, it's actually shouldn't be called common sense. It should be called like individual sense or something. Because we say that. We attack others by saying that's common sense. Well, what's common? Right? Like probably half the world doesn't believe what you just said. It's common sense. You know, recently, because I've been trying to write a great post about Marianne Williamson and trying to, I don't want to just make a random post. I want to make something that's meaningful, that touches, that can reach her through my intentions. So I've been watching and looking at what she believes in, what she wants to do. Right? This like universal health care, creating what was it? The like an office of peace or something like that in there. Um a lot more universal things, which is like very democratic, and I grew up very kind of against that. Like there was always a struggle between like a communistic socialistic idea versus people should be paid what they do. And I'm like, and I think that's the struggle that kind of goes on in my mind a lot. Marianne Williamson is she wrote the book Return to Love. She's look her up. She's got great talks. I have like every single one of her books on audio and in physical, and I've given like so many copies to people and recommended people to buy it. She is just one of the greatest, to me, one of the greater teachers, of A Course in Miracles. She was Oprah Winfrey's spiritual teacher. She probably still is today. And she's running for president. So I wanted to make a video of that. But if it was somebody else running and saying that, I might be completely against it. I might have my judgments and things like that. Well, it's common sense that if you work, you should get paid for what you're worth. Oh, well, is it common sense? Because there's the other half of the world that thinks no matter how hard you work, we should all get paid the same. See, we challenge this common sense idea right there. And that's the split. Instead of seeing it as always this or always that, maybe this moment we call for some socialistic ideas, and then the next moment, maybe we reward people based on their contributions and their work. Doesn't always have to be one or the other, but we create a position. We position ourselves a certain way. And then we do that with our relationships. I position myself against this person based on their ethical or moral behaviors, which I set the standard for. I set it. And then I call it common sense, and then I just constantly justify my reason for attack. My reason for separation. See, that's the thing right there. Without if we didn't think anybody could hurt us, no matter what they did, what they said, it would foster more love and more kindness and more forgiveness across the world. But we don't believe that. We think that if we do that, we put ourselves in place of harm. But you also put yourself in the way of miracles. Right? You can put yourself in a situation with someone that you feel like you have triggers with. Two things are going to happen. Either A, you're not going to learn your lesson and you're going to find that you're still triggered by this person and you go off angry and stomp off. Great. The other thing is that you have a miracle. Either way, you got to put yourself in that place to have the chance for miracle to happen, for you to recognize who you truly are and what you're capable of. The level in which you can be patient, compassionate, loving. Remember, the Course says you're not looking for love. You're looking for the barriers that you have created against it. All right. So, okay, go ahead, Donna.
Morning.
Good morning.
And happy Father's Day to the fathers there. So, just a little bit ago, you said the judgment like a disease. And, it kind of struck a chord because I feel like in a lot of ways I have the judgment, but toward other people, but then other people have it toward me as well in my family. So, I was just curious about the judgment and like, what happens? How do you kind of overcome that when it's coming on, and how do you overcome it when other people are throwing it your way? Do you have any suggestions there?
Yeah. So look, the reason why you would be affected by others' judgment is because you've judged yourself first. You're afraid that that may be true. You don't have the full confidence in what you're standing in for yourself. That's why there's enough fear of others judging you. And then you can reaffirm it like, oh, they're judging me. They're definitely judging me. They're saying it. It's coming out of their mouth. But remember, when you stand in truth like that for yourself, when you found it, when you've spiritually deeply connected to the things that you do and the things that you love and the things that you say, it doesn't matter what other people say. You won't even hear it. You won't see it as an attack on you. It's like what I said. You're wearing a black shirt. I'm wearing a black shirt. And if you tell me I'm wearing a white shirt, I don't see it as an attack. I'm like, great. I'm pretty damn sure for myself that it's a black shirt, but I have no interest in arguing with you about it. All right, cool. Great. You see it as white. It's a beautiful white shirt that I got on. Right, there's no need to be right about anything. The reason why I would want to be right about it is if I had something against black shirts. If I thought, man, I'm wearing a black shirt, I'm like, they better not say anything about it. See, I have a fear. I have a judge. The judge is judging myself with a black shirt in the first place. Right, and I'm using this shirt analogy. Hopefully, it can transfer over to any other places that we think about ourselves. I'm not tall enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm too this. I'm too that. Whatever. I'm too outspoken. I'm too black sheep of the family. Can say all the things about it. But see, you have to have the judgment first about yourself for you to even be affected or worried about other people's judgments. So then again, we put ourselves into a place that miracles can happen. Right? And yeah, that's why we recognize the truth requires no defense. Yep. The truth requires no defense. That means when you go into defensive mode, you know you're trying to defend something that isn't the truth. The truth is like, yeah, everybody's entitled to their own thoughts and their own opinions. And I'm going to see beyond words. I'm going to see beyond actions to God. And the Course calls it Christ consciousness. We can call it the light. Let me look beyond your words and your actions. You say whatever you want. It can't pierce my peace. I'm not going to play into it. Right? So, Donna, that's the judgment itself. The judge is literally, the forgiveness gets to happen. First, I forgive. You can say, I forgive my family for what they're saying about me because they don't see the truth behind this Donna idea, this person. And then I forgive myself for attacking them, thinking that what they're saying to me is an attack on me. I release both. As you forgive one, it happens on the other side. Because we're just mirrors. We're mirrors for each other. As I practice the forgiveness, I will access forgiveness for myself. If I want to see how great I am, I got to see it in others.
So it's interesting that we have to forgive others first to forgive ourselves.
I didn't say first. I said it's a mirror. So you can forgive yourself first, and you will forgive them too. Oftentimes we see that we're like, man. Like, okay, I guess I react like this in this situation too. And I judge this person so hard for what they did, but now I get it. Like if I was in their shoes, maybe I would react the same way. You see, you had to forgive yourself first there. You recognize that, wow, if I was in the same situation, same environment, I may react the same way. I may have chosen what they chose. But I get to access that for myself first, and then I can give it to others. So there is no separation. That's the thing. When I say first, when you say self or others, it's only one. And that's the healing of our mind, is that there is no separation between you and I. If I forgive you, I forgive myself. I forgive myself, I forgive you. There's no separation in that.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's the duality mindset that we have. See, all religions and everything, it points to this. Right? Some religions push you harder to say this is the one mindset you got to have. You got to believe here, your savior is here, this is all you can go. Okay? Anything else is hell. Okay, that's a little extreme, but it is also the truth. See, the truth is there's only two paths that you can take at any given moment. One comes from fear, one comes from love. Right now, human beings are funny because we use fear to try to get somebody to love. So it never gets there. It just begets more fear. And it creates resistance. So like what we resist persists. Instead, we just let it go through, or we let it by. Like, okay, your ideas, I will continue down my spiritual path. See, you get so clear on your own path that you don't need people to tell you how to find God. And so this duality thinking is our only problem, or the Course calls separation. Because you look at one event, you can have two different mindsets about it, two different thoughts. And our minds are too twisted with that. We can't find the truth in that, because at one point, this is the outcome. At another point, this is the outcome. Like, damn, this is the same situation, two different outcomes. Now I'm confused. But we will take whichever one affected us more. Either it gave us more pain or more joy, and we're like, yep, I'm going to do this. Right? This is now my belief system. All women from California are this. All people in Florida are like this. Right? So we just make up a whole bunch of shit. And so we have forgiveness work to do every moment. And like when we say forgiveness, don't make it so heavy. Right? It's just a simple clearing of an idea that we have, a belief that we had that isn't true. All right. So Antoine has his hand up first. Then we'll go to Natalia. Go ahead, brother.
That's great, thank you.
I love everything you said. Can you explain it to us, maybe a little bit under the umbrella of law of attraction? So all the, like you were saying, all the perceptions we create, or imagination we create, we kind of project that, not project, but we attract that by allowing that to come into our existence, right? So, so when somebody says, I can only keep my cool for 30 minutes before they have actually put themselves in that situation, there's a bit of a projection out there, and I think they'll receive that. As you were saying, all these negative things that we can, create to cloud our judgment, and we project it. We just said there's a direct relationship, and that's exactly what you're going to receive.
So here's the law of attraction is really this. It's what you have, what you believe is real in your mind, you will see it. You will see it because that's what's real in our mind. That means if anger is in my mind, if war is on my mind, then everywhere that's showing up, I can see it. I can bring war to any situation. So of course, it comes back to me and I perceive it. I'm like, man, I attracted that back to myself. Yeah, you sure did. Right? When we worry about something, we think about all the things that could go wrong, and we just keep going down that tunnel. We attract it to us because that's what we keep seeing. That's what's real on my mind. So I see it, even though there's another opportunity. I don't see the opportunity. I see the place of fear. I see where I can't trust. If I keep saying, you can't trust people and this and that, of course you will find yourself in a place, because innately we want to trust. So if you keep saying, I don't want to trust people, I don't trust people, this and that, and then all of a sudden you get into a relationship, guess what's going to happen? You've attracted a certain conversation to yourself, and you're going to make it true for you. Right? So we've attracted. Now, if it's love and forgiveness and kindness and compassion, every time, even if someone hurt you, you're like, man, this is a great opportunity for me to practice forgiveness. Right? You're attracting to yourself what you believe is real in your mind. So everything happens on the training of your mind. We have practices that brings us to a place like, oh yes, gratitude. Okay. I want gratitude to be on my mind so that I can be thankful of the things, so that I can forgive things. Right? So the law of attraction really is just what you make real in your mind. Projection makes perception. Not perception makes projection. See, we like that though. We're like, I don't really want to take responsibility for what's going on in my life. So I am a victim to outside. But what you make real in your mind first is, whether it's to forgive or to love, you are putting that out there. Whether it's fear, whether it's I can't trust, you are putting it out there, and you will draw that back to you. See, when it happens to us, we realize we can look at it like, if we recognize projection makes perception, is, I must have a part of my mind that is still in the darkness, that still does not have faith in people, that still thinks that people are out to get me. And so we shift that picture, that mind for us first, so that we can project. We realize that we are the creator. We are the creator through the great creator. But we are creating the world that's in front of us, the relationships that are in front of us. All right. Okay, go ahead, Brooke.
I just want to say that you making that statement that forgiveness is releasing an idea that's not true was super powerful for me, because I do struggle with forgiveness for people. However, I think a common misconception, myself included, is if I forgive someone, I have to be friends with them, or I still have to have this jolly relationship with them as if nothing happened, which makes me feel some type of way, right? And so I almost want you to elaborate a little bit on that, because then that means my whole life I've been not forgiving people for things, because I'm like, I forgive you, but doesn't mean I want to hang out with you. I don't need to be your best friend. I don't need to talk to you. Like, I forgive you. But you putting it that it is releasing whatever. That is very eye-opening for me, because then it makes me realize, okay, I can forgive some of these people, but doesn't mean, I have to be your best friend. Can you kind of elaborate on that a little bit? Because I keep thinking, okay, well, I'm forgiving you. Now I get to move on as if nothing happened. Okay, so what are you doing for breakfast tomorrow? Absolutely not. I'm not that good of a person, I guess.
It's not that you're not that good of a person. You just have a certain idea about forgiveness. So 1 second, I'm gonna find a section right here in the course. Usually I can flip to it right away. Maybe it's just telling me that I just got to talk about it. So yeah, I mean, usually I flip it right to it. And okay, so forgiveness. Okay, forgiveness to the world is, I forgive you because I'm beyond what you did. Right? I'm moving beyond it. I'm moving beyond what you did. But still, see, that forgiveness actually puts more emphasis and energy into the action that was done to you. It actually makes it more real. I didn't actually forgive it. I actually amplified it. But because I want to look better, I want to be better, I'm going to go look beyond it. But what you did is still wrong. So my forgiveness actually adds to that being wrong. And then adds to my actually inauthenticity about forgiveness. I didn't actually forgive it. I actually amplified it. That's the way our world has forgiveness. Forgiveness in the Course is I'm going to give as before. Before the incident even happened, before I judged that I shouldn't have lunch with you, I shouldn't hang out with you, before I judged your whole character based on this hurt that you've put on me. Right? Before all that, returning ourselves and our relationship to the innocence. See, that is a clearing, and that is the forgiveness that the Course says. The Course says that, I forgive you for what you did not do to me that I thought you did. I thought you did. And so when I said earlier, and great, I'm so glad you mentioned forgiveness is the release of something that is not true, because I forgot I just said that, and I had to write that down myself too. But forgiveness is the releasing of something that is not true, which is your idea of that you were hurt by this thing, that they intentionally hurt you, that you made them, you saw them, you put them in a prison after what they did.
I'm sorry to
Oh, go
interrupt
ahead.
you here because my eyebrows are raised and I'm kind of shaking my head and maybe I'm not understanding you here because how do you apply this principle when it's not an illusion? Say physical. I grew up in an abusive childhood. I had marks and bruises on my body. Don't tell me that. I made up a story, right? So how do you justify that when you know it happened? It's not an emotional forgiveness. This is something that physically happened to you. I didn't forgive you for something you didn't do. Bullshit. You did it. So
Yeah.
I have a mental block on that statement.
Yes. So that is where everybody gets stuck. That's as far as we're willing to go, because we don't believe that we are an idea. We believe that we're a body. So this is what the Course says, that your first, final, and only lesson is that you are not your body. At some point, before you die, you're going to come to this moment that you're going to be like, yeah, I'm not my body. There's something beyond this. There's something beyond this person that is Alex. This body that I've thought all along, that I've attached all of this Alex to the things that I've acquired, to the relationships that I've built, to the traumas that I carried my whole life, only to realize at the end of the road that none of it even mattered, because I'm not my body. So this is the final lesson, of course. This isn't like, and our journey is to get ourselves there, that we realize we're a spiritual being. That as spiritual beings, as the innocent child of God, that there is no beginning and no end to us, and that this body is merely a dream. So the forgiveness then goes beyond what this person has done. I gotta forgive this world, this physical world that I've put limitations on. And so all of my ideas get challenged. And we don't like that. So we're like, let me just go with the body, right? Like, I was physically hurt. I was physically abused. I was beaten. I was sexually abused and all that. And what we do with what the traumas that we have, it happened to us, but it's for us because it helps us step into our calling, which is to help heal the rest of the world from that trauma, to overcome it, because you're not the only one that experienced abuse. But life goes on. Do you still want to carry it with you from moment to moment? And that's up to you. If you want to carry it and you want to carry your sword and shield with you, then it's not peace that you want. One day you will come and face your creator and you will say, man, all these things that I did, if it was up to me, I wouldn't forgive myself. And then you would be forgiven and realize that I never even did anything wrong. So here's what the Course says. The Course makes two distinctions, or one distinction that's really big, which is sin versus error. Sin requires punishment. That the only way to overcome your sin, according to different religious teachings, is you got to take Jesus as your savior. Now that's pretty bold statement, right? So we're like, yeah, I don't know about all that. So we don't really believe it. But sin is you can't really redeem yourself. And since we think we're all sinners, we're just like, screw it anyways, right? I don't need to be the best version of me or find God or anything. I'm just going to go on and do my life and live my best life. That's how we've coped with sin. So sin is punishment. It requires punishment. It requires people to feel punished, feel like they need to, apologize, that, or they need to be punished. In our minds, we punish them. We put them in jail in our minds, our mind jail. Error, on the other hand, is simply an idea that gets to be corrected. And that's the one small shift in our mind, is that I see it as an error. Okay, let's begin by seeing it as an error first. That, you weren't just like me. We are not completely conscious. We're not completely aware. We all make mistakes. Just like me, there are times that I don't want to create a confrontation and I don't know how to apologize. Just like me. It's something that we teach in one of the courses that myself and Coralie are about to teach in July. It's a clarity catalyst about finding your passion. And just like me, when you use the just like me, you may see forgiveness a little bit more. You may be able to forgive a little more. So error is a mistake that gets to be corrected. But see, we see everything as a sin. You need to be punished. You need to, apologize to me. Right? Whatever that looks like. There's a punishment that we require for someone that has wronged us because it's a sin. We see it as a sin. An error simply just gets to be corrected. And the correction does not have to happen on their side. The correction happens in my side. Because do I want peace? Do I want happiness? Or do I want to hold on to this grievance, which hurts nobody but myself? Because as I do relationship this way, I've closed my heart just a little bit more. I've put a wall up around my heart just a little bit more. And you know how many opportunities we miss of connection and love because we put walls up? So you got to ask yourself, do you want to live that way? You want to live behind the castle and imprison yourself and have all these ideas of that the world isn't safe and people aren't safe and all of that and live in there? Or do you want to be free and know that nobody can touch you no matter what, and that people are trustworthy? And then here's the law of attraction, is whichever one you choose, you're going to create more of that. And so that's kind of as simple as I can put it. But each one of us will be on the journey. And when if you're not ready to hear that we're not our body, it's okay. Just keep doing your thing. You don't need to be around this person. You don't need to hang out with this person. You don't even need to forgive this person. But all of us at some point will be ready. It's not up to me. It's not even up to you. Just know you will be put into a situation where you're going to see beyond your body at some point. All of us, before we lay this vehicle down to rest, is going to happen. So yeah, thank you, Brooke, for always speaking so authentically about what you're going through and how you feel. And by being here and slowly challenging some of those ideas, which isn't the truth, right? They're ideas and they're beliefs that we have.
I appreciate you. You've actually helped me a lot, Alex. I always tell my husband, because there's always different events happening in Vegas and he always wants to see the shows. And I was like, Alex lives there too, and I want to have dinner with him and his babe ski. He goes, so we plan it. I go, because you've helped me in so many different ways that I can't even explain, especially with dealing with my mom and dad and stuff. And it's just, I'm grateful for you. And I'm grateful that I met you a couple of years ago. And so you have had a major impact. And that's why I challenge a lot of these things, because they're part of my struggle. And I want to understand myself as well as the message. So I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you. Because you help me too. I don't got all the answers. I'm going through this journey with you guys. So your challenges in that place, it's just it looks like a different form for me, right? A different form of where I can't forgive either, where I'm still trapped inside this body and this world and all the things that comes and goes with this, stressing about real estate stuff and deals and money situations. I'm like, man, like I gotta be in the top 10% of like financials in the world, and I'm over here stressing about shit. Like, what's the bottom 1% doing? Probably just laughing and running around and joking about things, and I'm over here stressing about something not real. Right. So yeah, thank you too. And I'm really glad that we met as well. Oh, hey, Antoine.
Yeah, I just want to thank Brooks for being challenging, because we all, I think, have those similar struggles. I just wanted to add some color. I love, the explanations, Alex. But my point being that, recently, I was aware of the 6 faculties of humans, memory, perception, memory, reasoning, instinct. And memory, to me, came to mind on this conversation because, yes, what happened in the past, we remember. And if you're going to build that mental muscle of memory, it's a good thing. However, I want to bring the conversation to, it's just a faculty and you have to be careful how you use it. So The Gift of the Present is a book that I read that talks about the past, the present, and the future. And the past is gone. The future is yet to come. What really matters is what you're doing in the present. And so when somebody says, I forgive you, but that's like a partial forgiveness in the present, so to speak. And whatever decision you make, it's up to you to decide, but it's going to affect your tomorrow. And so in that moment of forgiveness, if you really care about what you're trying to create tomorrow, how much of that forgiveness do you want to manifest? Partially or full, right? It depends on what you're looking at achieving tomorrow. So I just wanted to bring some of that to the conversation as well, Alex. I don't know if I've butchered it, but if you can shed some light on not to get stuck living in the past because you're holding on to partial things, and not to look too much in the future because they did this to me and now I'm hanging out with them and and that creates anxiety or some kind of emotion. And I think maybe focus more on the gift of the present and what that means in this conversation.
Yeah, there's a great movie about this. Great movie. Kung Fu Panda. Exactly what you said is in there. Okay. So watch Kung Fu Panda. There's a lot about the past, the present, the future, and what's possible for us. Oh man, what a great movie. We should watch it, Babeski. But yeah, we're coming to the end of this call, and I want to respect everybody's time, and we can pick it up here. I'll make a note to start Wednesday's call with Finding the Present. There's actually a chapter in the course that talks about finding the present and goes deeper into why we even want to do that. See, we're human beings, we're creatures of value. If it's not valuable, we won't attend it. We won't take it. So I really appreciate on these calls that you guys make it here every week because um because there's value here, and you guys have generated it. You guys have generated the value being here, and value for each other. So I want to end today on reflection on success. And I happy Father's Day to everybody once again. We can access the energy, like hopefully today, through all of this, no matter what you heard, no matter what piece and bits that you may have heard. And if you've made it this far on a replay, kudos. I really don't know who watches a 1.5 hour replay, but I just put it out there for the small 1% probably. If you made it this far, hopefully the energetic field that we've created around Father's Day today, that we can all access and tap into it, that as we meet and see other people today, we share this energy of love. And we started the call with a meditation of a color of what love and forgiveness is for you. So take that today and just put this color over everything that you see. Especially if it's the people that freaking triggers you, just every time you see them, just encompass them in your mind's eye, see the color around them and just play that game with yourself. And it doesn't matter what they're saying or what they're doing. All you're seeing is lips moving and words coming out. And you're just like, yeah, love, forgiveness, compassion. Hopefully we can bring that. All right. So to close this out, this is day 190 in the book for reflection on success. Mine is yellow. Success means we go to sleep at night knowing that our talents and abilities were used in a way that served others. We're compensated by grateful looks in people's eyes. Whatever material abundance supports us in performing joyfully and at high energy, and the magnificent feeling that we did our bit today to save the world. Our work should spread love. Our store should spread love. Our technology should spread love. Our business should spread love. Our life should spread love. The key to success, to a successful career, is realizing that it's not separate from the rest of our lives, but it is rather an extension of our most basic self. And our most basic self is love. Success. Amen. I hope.
Amen.
Thank you, everybody. Much blessings to all of you and your family, and go and make love create love today. All right, and watch Kung Fu Panda. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Take care, everybody.